when you look at the vulnerabilities of the Hurricanes, and they don't have many weaknesses, but one thing in the analytics that jumps out is they are not really good around their own net. Anderson kicks out a lot of rebounds, and they give a lot of second opportunities up. So for me, one of the keys to this series, John, is going to be at the blue paint on both ends. Again, when you're in front of Carolina's net, you're going to want to find those rebounds and get those past Anderson. When you are in front of your own net, you're going to want to box out because they throw everything and the kitchen sink at the net, and that's how they score their goals. Is they just come at you in waves and they make you feel like you're drowning because they're just firing everything at you, and then eventually a shot hits something and goes in, or a rebound kicks out and they score.
It's time to get in the DeLorean and get in the Wayback Machine. Tarek and I going back to 2019. There's a couple of defining moments in that series. Yeah, Brock McGinn, double overtime, Game 7 wasn't great. How about Alex Ovechkin? Remember when Andrei Svechnikov was young and spry and maybe didn't know any better? Yeah, I remember too. And I remember this is what happened. Svechnikov came at the King, and you best not miss, and you missed, and this is what happened. Swing and a miss, and see you later. And he was down for the count. That was my best favorite memory of 2019. Look at that.
That probably was the highlight of the series, given how it turned out.
Yes, it was.
But, Ovi, I don't know how many fights he had in his career, but it wasn't many. But that one right there, I mean, that was...
I remember even on the call of that being shocked that it was happening.
Yeah.
It's like the words are coming out of your mouth, and it still doesn't jive with what you're seeing.
Yeah.
Ovechkin and Svechnikov, and Ovechkin with a huge takedown. These two teams, he found out, all right. This is, I think, when you look at things like that, Carolina wins that series in 7. You look at what happened in April. You go back to the Southeast Division days. You look at a team that Alex Ovechkin has haunted since he was drafted in 04 in Carolina. This matchup is two teams that don't like each other. And that animosity and playing to that edge without going over it. And the Caps went over it in Game 3. Tom Wilson specifically, and he talked about it, and then he reined it in, and look what happened. They won, and they were very businesslike in how they did it. Rein it in, but use it against these guys. It's not going to be hard to hate these guys and vice versa.
There's definitely some hate built in here. I mean, just go think back to April 2nd down there in Raleigh. I mean, I forget how many penalty minutes there were in those final 5 or 6 minutes.
Like 1,000.
That game went off the rails. And so I think that's another key. You know, I talk about boxing out in front of Logan Thompson and getting to those rebounds in front of Anderson. I also feel like a key is going to be managing your emotions, because I don't want to say that Carolina has the number of pests that like a Florida does, but they do tend to get under your skin. They have a bunch of abrasive guys. They play hard.
Yeah.
They are on top of you. They can be abrasive. They got sandpaper, all the cliches. And so it's going to be incumbent upon Tom Wilson and company to rein in their emotions. Play hard, play physical, play with emotion, but don't go over. Don't let those tempers boil over, because you put them on the power play, they will make you pay.
Going to talk a little bit. We're going to get to Spencer Carbery here in a minute, but Rod Brind'Amour, 7 straight years has gotten his team out of the first round. Rod Brind'Amour hockey is a thing.
Good coach.
And a great coach, and a guy who you have to find the right pieces to play for him. Mikko Rantanen was not one of those pieces.
And he figured that out in a couple of weeks.
He figured that out and said, oh, no, this is not for me.
Nope.
But the guys who come down and play for Rod and stay there play the way that he dictates. In a lot of ways, like John Tortorella, in a lot of ways. It's either you love playing for him or you don't.
Yeah.
And not nearly as volatile, say, with the media as John might be. But he very much gets his guys to play the way he wants to play.
Yeah.
They create momentum seemingly off nothing. And they have had trouble making deep runs themselves. Getting out of the first round has been relatively easy for them.
Second round's been
it's been harder, and now that these teams meet in round 2, I can't wait to see how this one's going to play out. But as far as Rod is concerned, these guys are going to be ready to go, and the energy they're going to generate in the first 10 minutes tonight is going to be off the charts.
Yeah, the point you're making about momentum is so true about this team. And like I said a moment ago, like the way Brind'Amour's teams win games is they make you feel like you're drowning. And that's the only way I can put it. They throw so many pucks at the net, and they do such a good job on puck recoveries, and then they get you hemmed in your own end for 30 seconds, and then maybe you get the puck to center ice and you go for a line change, but you got to get back on the ice real quick because you only got it to center ice, and now the puck's coming right back into your own end, and then one bad shift when you're hemmed in becomes 2 bad shifts when you're hemmed in, then becomes 3, then becomes 4, and before you know it, everyone's on the bench going, oh my God, they just keep coming. They keep coming. We can't get the puck in their own in the front end, and we're just defending, and that's not the Capitals' game. So they're going to do a really good job on their breakouts and just not allow them to dictate and gain that momentum, because you can just feel it with them building. It's like, here it comes, and then sure enough, the puck ends up hitting something that goes in the net, and now it's 1-0, and then it's 2-0, and then the crowd at home starts sitting on their hands, and you can just see the way things can go bad. It's so important for the Capitals to not allow them to seize control early.